Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All About Health, the television version. I'm Doug Miles, sitting in for Rochelle Herman, who is on her way to somewhere to enjoy Thanksgiving. We're not sure where, but she asked me to sit in tonight, and I'm very happy to be back with you right here on Channel 21. Got a great show for you tonight. Good buddy of mine joining me in the studio. You've heard him on our station, WIBQ. You've seen him every day, I'm sure, on Channel 10 with the Studio 10 show, the great comedian Tim Wilkins joining me tonight. How are you, Tim?
Hey, Doug.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. I'm feeling rather healthy.
How are you feeling tonight? Yeah, let's get out of the way.
It's all about my health. How are you feeling, Doug?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
A little allergies, but that's life.
How seasonal? That's very good.
Yeah. Good to see you tonight.
It's good to be out.
Double header for you today.
It's a long day for me to be on camera from 10 to 11 and then still be out of my normal coma.
Yeah, right.
At 7 o'clock.
For those who don't know, Tim does the show up in Tampa on Channel 10, which is called Studio 10, as you can see on his hat there. And congratulations on that again. We had you on radio when you first got the gig, and how's it been going for you?
It's going great. We're getting progressively better guests, and if you've watched the show in the first couple of weeks, we go ahead and apologize now and to ask you to tune back in. We've actually gotten better at it. We want to thank you for continuing to watch if you've been a fan throughout. And it is getting better.
I don't get to see it much now because I'm at work at the station, but I had a chance to tape it a few times, and you guys do a great job.
Well, you know you can catch up.
I'm not just saying that.
You ready for a shameless plug? For fear of what I'll say about your jacket again. It is a nice jacket, though. It's unfortunate that since you're now working in a studio next to Penny's, you feel the need to shop there, but it is a good story to at least tell people you were the tallest guy to ever win the Masters.
I wanted to welcome you to Butler Cabin tonight.
My goodness. I didn't know I was flying coach, but I forgot I was on Blab, so good to go. Thanks for having me.
Good for you.
And it's a color splash. I like that.
Yeah.
Very Christmassy.
Well, thank you.
Should you be in Christmas colors before Thanksgiving?
We're going to replay this on Christmas week.
Nothing but the best for Blab.
Well, we work near Penny's, like you said, at the station, so yeah, we got a discount already.
Very nice. Well, Studio 10's going well. It is a huge opportunity, and it's getting to be a very fun show to watch. Almost as much fun as it is to do every day.
You do kind of an opening, a la Regis and Kelly, with your co-host, Michelle Phillips.
Yes.
Who you said is related to the Phillips, Mamas and the Papas.
She is, I believe, the great niece of John Phillips.
John Phillips, right.
And her cousin is China Phillips. Hence the whole Phillips thing. Mm-hmm. And her namesake is actually the Michelle Phillips.
Yeah. Well, you have great chemistry together.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Good. We have a great time, and it's become effortless for she and I to talk. So that's nice. It's like in the mornings in the dressing rooms, we'll actually watch Regis and Kelly, and I'll just pick it up, and we've noticed that we have a very similar, almost patriarchal. I'm trying to think of the way that we've formulated our on-camera relationship. It's interesting to watch it develop.
It's fun to watch.
And if you don't get a chance to TiVo or record things, you can see the segments on Studio10.tv.
Or the web.
Yeah, the web. For 90 days, everything is archived.
That's great. And you being the stand-up comedian, for those of you not aware, Tim traveled all around the world doing comedy. What's been the transition like to do television? I know you've done guest shots and you've done radio with us, but just doing a hosting job on TV, any change in what how you approach it?
It is. It's like being in front of a live audience without a live audience.
Kind of like tonight.
Yeah. No, we've had our moments, but what I've started to do is pull the people out of the green room that are future guests and have them all pack the audience. They start to clap now on the open, which is really exciting. And then actually, if you say something funny, people react. It's really exciting.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because like you said, there is no live audience, maybe the crew, but you're used to getting the laughs every few seconds. Was that an adjustment for you?
It was a huge adjustment, because even the crew, if they found something funny, they're used to being news anchor crews. So they would turn away, shield their faces, and I'd see them, and I said, are they stifling a sneeze, or is that the timing for this bit?
Right.
So I didn't know. But it's been a hard adjustment. It's been fun, though.
Well, you kind of taken to it very well.
Oh, I love it.
You do segments like you said. Well, you're kind of a health guy yourself. That's one of the reasons we had you on. But you do healthy cooking segments on the show.
Well, Monday's segment was healthy holiday substitutes, to tell you how to get the fat out of your holiday dinner and still have a really not spicy necessarily, but a flavor-filled Thanksgiving, and not deprive yourself of the joy of the eating and the camaraderie with your family without killing yourself with the fat and the starches and carbs and sugars. And I think I was pretty successful in that. That was just some real basic tips to tell people how to clean up their systems.
Yeah. Well, you've done the health the fitness competitions. That's the word I'm trying to think of, on ESPN. So,
hosting the bodybuilding and fitness shows,
right.
and writing for various fitness magazines, for Muscle and Fitness and Natural Muscle Magazine, the one that's free in the gyms.
That's great.
Got a little write-up this month. It's the 10th anniversary of Natural Muscle Magazine, and they're actually doing a little "Where Are They Now" for the writers, and it's the 10th anniversary of when I started writing for that as well. So a little blurb in there and what I'm up to now, and I know, but the readers didn't.
Well, it's a good show, and congratulations again on that. And
well, thanks.
one of the things you want to talk about tonight, which has been all over the news, and you being the stand-up comedian, just your thoughts on the whole Michael Richards thing.
Michael Richards. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start things off by saying that this happens a lot with comedians. It really does. That there are comedians like myself that have been at it 15, 16, 20 years that work. This is their living. This is their craft. And I am the opening act now for some guy who was famous, who's just there, and he's headlining because of his name, Screech, if you're watching, if you're within the Tri-County area. Screech is headlining because he's Screech, not because he's funny. Michael Richards was on a stage that he should not have been on with an experience level he doesn't have, and didn't have the depth of character as a comedian to handle the hecklers that he had. And he went to the lowest common denominator, and I think that's, from all accounts, from everybody that says they've known him 25, 30 years, he's not a racist. But he went there, and he shouldn't have. And I hope he's more contrite. I hope he comes out and says, I messed up, I'm sorry, I would like to continue to be a comedian, but I'm going to try and be a more professional comedian.
I wasn't aware that he did stand-up. I know he did sketches before he got on Seinfeld. I think it was on the old Friday show. Remember that?
He was one of the original characters on the Friday show.
Yeah. And he did kind of goofy cameos here and there before Seinfeld gave him, the regular shot. But I did not know that he was. Is this a relatively new thing that he's doing, stand-up?
I'm not sure, but apparently he wasn't aware that he was a comedian either.
Yeah.
By the looks of what was going on that night on somebody's mobile phone.
I saw it we were covering it on the radio a little bit yesterday, so that story came over the wire, and it was TZM?
TMZ.
TMZ.com, and I went on that, and somebody had the cell phone video, which video is killing a lot of people nowadays, isn't it?
Oh, the Mel Gibson thing?
Mel Gibson caught on video, right?
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, it looked like just uncomfortable the way he handled those hecklers. Like, he went right to that area, which nobody really should go to.
Well, there's a double standard. We were talking about this off camera. There's a definite double standard as to what the different races can do about white people. And white people are not, they're under confines of political correctness that won't allow them to do the same things. Mm-hmm. But he definitely went over the line. George Lopez says he's been friends with him for 20, 25 years, and while he doesn't feel he's a racist, he also doesn't agree that he should have had that kind of stage or venue for his practice, that he's not a legitimate comedian that should have been in that venue and didn't have the seasoning to deserve it.
The thing that got me is that he kept going. It's one thing if you make a comment and you say, oh, that was dumb to say. He did it for about 2.5 minutes. And kept going with it, which really looked disturbing.
Well, it takes some dedication to the bit.
Yeah, right. And then, Paul Rodriguez even mentioned that. He was in the audience. I don't know if he was following him or whatever, but he said he was waiting for a punchline to come, and it never happened. Like there might have been a weird bit in some way. And it wasn't a bit.
I would have had to really dig pretty deep to find a punchline in there somewhere.
No, I mean, but he was waiting. Maybe this is one of his weird characters, but it was a very strange thing to watch. What do you think it's going to? Well, why don't we take a break? Come back, ask you how this affects him, and then some of the other and the OJ thing. I know you got some comments on that as well. Tim Wilkins, our guest in the program. We'll be back after these messages. Don't go away.